Good morning, everybody. It's your boy, MarkN MUFCFAN, and you know what it is, guys. It's the morning update, but this one's a little bit different, guys. We're not going to go in heavily on the transfers in this current moment. We're going to bring to you the Erik ten Hag's manager's press conference ahead of Liverpool game. He's been asked some interesting questions about what is happening and what is possible going forward with the players that we're looking for in the transfer and on what we're trying to do. Let's take in his press conference. Let's hear what the manager had to say, and then let's react to it, and we will talk about some of the transfer updates that's coming in this morning, guys. Big up to all of you joining me. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. You know, we're streaming live on MUFC Release TV as well as MarkN MUFCFAN, guys. And those of you joining us, and those of you not in the comments, we appreciate every single one of you for always being here and supporting us each and every day. Big up to you guys coming in. Let's get to the manager's press conference. Let's get this show on the road, guys.
Hey, Coach. Just wanted to ask about how you strike a balance between playing, bench players and role players and getting them valuable experience in a setting like this, while also recognizing that in this tour in America, they're really showcase games and being able to give people that are coming to this game a good view of your star players.
Yes, it's always about finding the right balance in this. We have to prepare the season, but we also we understand that we have to give a performance and that we present our club and that we present Premier League football here. So to find the right balance in this.
Yes, hi Eric.
Hi.
Are you doing well? I wanted to ask you, do you think that Joshua Zirkzee will be ready next week, or is it possible that Jadon Sancho could continue in the role you used him in last night for next week?
I think we have to assess next week where we are. They are in two very different situations. Jadon is in a pre-season, he's a bit in the tour. And where Joshua had played in the Euros, then had his break, and now started training in this week. So next week we have to assess those, and we will pick a team what's capable to win the cup of the game against Manchester City.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
Klopp, Arteta, Pep Guardiola, they all had the ability to rebuild their own team with all of their new players. You've still got a lot of players that you inherited when you first came in. Does that make it harder to play the way that you want to?
I don't know if that, but it's harder because also players you inherited, they are probably very capable of to play in the game model from the club, and so yeah, both is possible. But of course, football evolves very quickly, and we will have high ambitions, and we don't have actually so much patience. We want to go quickly forward, and yeah, if there are options who better fits to our game model or to our required levels, then you have to move to those options. But at the same time, you want to develop and give players in the current squad of clubs the opportunity to fit in, and so that they can contribute to the high ambitions we have.
And then in terms of transfers as well, are Manchester United currently in a position where we do have to sell players in order to bring players in? And does that make it difficult considering the wages of the players are quite high compared to the clubs that are currently coming in for them?
Yeah, that is every club has those limitations. Our FFP rules for every club are there. Also, we have to manage this, and with those rules, we have to manage it as good as possible to construct the best squad possible. You're welcome.
Good on you, Beth.
Eric, is there a sort of a confirmed date when the likes of Lisandro Martinez and Alejandro will report back to Carrington, or are they already there?
Of course, we have a plan, and on every individual when they have to show up, and the plan is now running.
Are they will they be next week in England?
Alejandro is already tomorrow. Start training. Licha will start on Monday. So from the most, I have it clearly in my mind. But there is a plan underneath for every player, also off-season, and we know from every player where they are, from fitness-wise. And next week we have to bring everything together.
Yep.
Hi, Erik. It's been interesting, Scott McTominay from Fulham. I just wondered what your view on his position is at the club. Someone
Good
who's
question.
scored important goals for you last season, but at the same time, you've got to make sales to get more signings in. What do you think of that situation?
I'm so pleased with the performance from Scott McTominay, and I'm so pleased to have him in my squad. From time
Best salesman ever.
Such a huge impact on the team, team performances, team spirit, and of course now we play him more in his advanced position, what suits him obviously much better. He's so important in making goals for our team, and very pleased to work with him and to have him in my squad.
1 million all of a sudden, value goes up.
Just one on Liverpool. Under Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool were considered one of the main title challengers every year. Obviously now he's gone and there's a new manager. Do you think it's going to be hard for Arne Slot to carry on, keep Liverpool at that level, or do you expect, like we've seen with other clubs, a little bit of a drop-off maybe while he gets his feet under the table and starts rebuilding that team in his own image?
I think that he's in a quite good place because you have the structures are good, the players are good, and the club football was of course very good and very successful. But I'm sure that Arne, with his skills, that he can add to this, and that there will be elements in that from club football, and but he will bring also elements in. When they bring this together, then they have a very good chance to stay very successful.
Yeah, he knows him quite well, Mark. Arne Slot.
Hi, Erik. It's just an update on last night, really, and Marcus Rashford obviously went off, and Anthony went off before time. Have you got any update on either of those, and will either of them play on Saturday?
We have to wait, and of course we don't go into risk to the last game of the tour, going up into the season next week already. We go into important game, and we are still within the 24 after a game. So assessment, the final assessment we have to make, and we will see if they are ready for the game for Saturday against Liverpool.
That's it for the manager's press conference. Now make sure.
Big up, guys. Big up and welcome to Mick. Good morning.
Good morning
to everyone. Hope you're well, Mick. I'll ask you, what are your thoughts on the press conference and what you have heard so far? You heard some pretty good questions, especially the question from Beth. I was particularly impressed by that question.
That's good.
What are you guys in the chat thinking? Let me know what are your thoughts. Get in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking about the manager's press conference, what he had to say, and what you felt about his answers to the questions that he was asked.
I think very good questions. I mean, for the first time in a very long time, we've been covering this presser. We're actually asking good questions about players' availability, about transfers, about everything. Xerxes, players coming back to training, and it's normal. Everyone that's played in the Euros seems to coming back on train this Monday, to be honest, right? You know, we've seen pictures of Licha coming back to training, Bruno is coming back to training. Even Matthias de Ligt is reporting back to Bayern for training. So, yeah. I thought it was general good questions regarding transfers as well. Like, you know, what do we expect from Xerxes? You know what? These players has been here training on pre-season tour, playing games. What I like that he said, like, you know, they already know we keep tracking on them. Like, they have put some GPS tracker on them in a certain ways, but they have given them a program Like they define the style of play and what kind of movements they should make, and they should be up to speed. So whenever they come to Carrington on Monday, it should be like, hit the ground running and then rejoin the team for the Community Shield. So yeah, I'm pretty much excited because this is a total different preseason than last season and different planning. So we will see how it bear fruits. What's your
100%.
thoughts? Yeah.
Well,
Jaden Sancho question as well. Yeah.
Well, I was now going to talk about that Jaden Sancho question that was asked earlier by one of the press members. Who asked, if Jaden Sancho is going to be, playing in the same role this season, that he's been playing in preseason, or if Joshua Zirkzee is going to come in and take that position away from him. And to be fair, I like the way Ten Hag answered that question. I think it's fair and mostly honest. I think if they are going to assess everything. And they're two different players. Like Jaden is going to be playing off of the left or the right most times this season. He might play in the middle at false nine, but Zirkzee is coming in to play at striker or second striker support. So it's one of those things for me where I think he also did a good job of not drawing the reference that there's a possibility Jaden Sancho could be starting off of the left wing in the first game. You know what I mean? As we know, guys, in the last game, we've seen two players come off the field again. This time, it's other impact injuries. It has nothing to do with the field. We're playing on a purely grass-made field, pure grass. And, the tackles received was a little bit, I would say late. I wouldn't say, this game, I wouldn't say these tackling in this game was like too harsh. I think it was a little bit late in some instances, like the tackle on Rashford. And Anthony he came into the game with a fractured wrist. So when he fell on the wrist from the tackle because he was pushed, he fell directly on that hand. So that was a different story again. So he's out again, probably for another 2 or 3 weeks. Rashford, there's still waiting for some more information on that. That should be announced today or tomorrow. So, guys, one of the things I have to say and my comments on that is that we need squad depth. This is a highlight that we need squad depth. So the players that we're interested in the market right now for is going to come in and provide the squad depth. You see, we just gave this young striker promotion as the third striker as well. I think that was necessary based on the fact that, if, God forbid, there is to be an injury with another one of our striking options.
Mark, I'm getting attacked here. So if Manchester United needs a secondary striker, this guy is a great attacker, to be honest. Yes.
He looks like a proper good centre back there, though.
Yeah, he's stocky built, like, he's very fast and good reactions. But I'm sorry, buddy. Gotta go. He will come up again, trust me. Good question regarding Jaden as well, because Jaden can play multiple positions, like, in terms of false number 9, he can play that role as well. He can play on the wings as well. Jaden is a versatile player. And I said it in my video yesterday that I don't think Jaden will be sold to PSG after all. I think that this is a trial period. He kissed him and make up with the Ten Hag. We've seen videos, Ten Hag giving him instruction how to play. Jaden looks happy. In the last game we played against Real Betis, he was really good, actually, in what he was doing. He looks sharp, he looks smart, and he's running behind. Running behind is also good. So it's a lesser headache, because we need wingers. We have Joshua Zirkzee 100% coming in the range, but also now we have a little bit of a 6-week injuries on Rasmus Højlund. So there will be opportunities for everyone, I would say so. Hang on a second. My robot cleaners just started to fuck my mind. Hang on a second.
Big up, guys. Mixed Cat is taking over. You know what I mean? Mixed Cat enjoys the morning streams. She always comes to take it in. You know what I mean? Big up. Cohen Nixon is saying he would have liked to see Ahmad in another press conference. Ten Hag, I swear I was more glued to the TV to listen to Ahmad. Of course. And, Ahmad has been doing pretty well. He's came in, he's waited his time. He's spent his time on 2 loans. And now it's his time to get his chance in this first team and show what he is made of. You know what I mean? So we can expect a good season from that. The manager also made his quotes on Ahmad, saying that, this is his season. We cannot look at him as a youngster anymore. He is a player that he has responsibilities and he has to live up to them this season. We must give him that chance.
I mean, I think this definitely feels like Ahmad's season. We've seen him cook in the preseason, but he was also meant to be last season. He's 1 year delayed, right? Because he also got the injury in the preseason tour in America, which set him back 6 months.
100%.
Since then, you know, and the manager's kind of been slowly embedding him in, like, you know, getting him ready, but he looks sharp, he looks ready. The perfect right wing and what we need, you know. I know you're a big fan of Anthony DeSantis, but I like Ahmad more, the way he's a proper winger, like, you know. Both are very good at the ball, very, very good press, you know, pressing up front. But Ahmad is so lethal, like in the low center of gravity, the ball is kind of glued to his feet and then cuts in his lethal shot as well. So, yeah, I think definitely this will be Ahmad's breakthrough season, amongst
Word.
with Collier and Amas and all them, yeah?
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, they're all Manchester United players. So, like, if Ahmad is the one taking turn this season, that's great. Manchester United wins at the end of the day. Whichever one performs, if they both perform and fight for the position, that's what I would hope
Mhm.
for the best, because you know then it provides Manchester United with more opportunities to win
But
games, and that's the
but I
most
have a
important
question
thing.
though.
Mhm.
There was some debates on Twitter, like, you know, was he hooked, Anthony DeSantos, or was it just the injury? And if he had a broken fractured wrist, what would he play? I just didn't understand that.
He didn't remember this was his first preseason outing so far.
Mm-hmm.
This is second. This was his first one, right? I believe one, two,
Mm-hmm.
three. No, this was his second preseason outing. The first, we remember he didn't play in the first two preseason games. It was because of this injury. He was being rested till he got to a point where it would be okay for him to play. You know, you see Bruno had the fractured wrist last season, playing in those games
Mm-hmm.
with a stint on his hand.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where Anthony, you know, he had time to rest. His hand was healing nicely, but then he fell on it again during the game.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things you couldn't expect. You know what I mean? So they're trying to give him game time. There's been some reports from Dan Ashworth online that they said that Anthony's going to be given this 6 months to be assessed. They want to give him a chance. They don't believe last season he got that chance based on the heavy stress of the situation that he was
Yeah.
dealing with.
Fair enough.
So I think I agree with that. I think assess him until January, give him a chance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The lad had a decent
Yeah.
first season. I thought he would have kicked on last season, but we know what happened. So, in effect, him being third or fourth choice, he knows that. This is something he clearly
Well,
understands and he's willing to fight. And I think any player that knows these things and is still willing to fight, well, I could give him a chance. So let's see
interesting.
how it goes. I'm looking forward to more seeing what's happening with the outgoings today. You know, we're
Yeah,
expecting
yeah, yeah.
movement. You know, with the likes of
But
Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You
yeah,
know, he definitely agreed personal terms verbally with West Ham today,
yeah,
last night. So let's see if
yeah.
Manchester United will
Okay.
agree terms today.
Let's talk about that one. I want to stick on you know, Anthony as well a little bit, because I started to believe what you see. I think there's a role for him as well, not only as a, you know, as a right winger. I think that he's such a versatile, and I started to think what you always been drumming the role that he can play left wing and right wing, like, you know, right wing back, right, or left wing back.
Left wing
You
back.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely, because the way we're seeing the system of play is basically he wants the wing backs to bomb forward, basically to be high up on the pitch, and he will suit that because defensively he's good as well, right? So that kind of can put him in the left wing situation or left back wing situation when Luke Shaw is not there, because let's face it, we still have Harry, Amas and Murray, but they're still youngsters and need time to embed. But what we've seen by Amas and Murray, they certainly can do their role. But yeah, no, it's definitely also, remember we read a report regarding that Licha will have two other position secret roles in this team as well. Remember that we spoke about this, Mark. So
Yeah.
he's probably been given instructions over the training to practice certain drills, you know, in certain positions. You know, we might see Licha stepping up in the midfield as well and play a CDM as well. We never know. But it was, we did a video about this 2 weeks ago. Remember this, where the article was saying that Ten Hag has a secret weapon, two positions for Licha.
Yeah, I think it's going to be some different situations this season. Like I've been saying to everyone last season, I know we had a system that we stuck with throughout the season, but it didn't work majorly at times. At sometimes it looked better because the players had a little bit more understanding in how they
Yeah.
would operate in the system. But now I would implore everyone to look at what we've been doing in preseason in the last few games. You would notice it's pretty much the same system from last season. The only
Right.
difference is the players and the profiles in the positions. Like the players
Yeah.
understand what they must do now. They
Yeah.
know what is expected and their roles and responsibilities. And then we have a few different profiles
Yeah, but
in certain positions that improve
I
us.
kind of agree to disagree. Yes, it's a shapeable system, but you say that, you know, the players are adapted to the system. Like, you know, last season we had so many injuries, so we couldn't really play. But he also said, like, and if I tweak things around, it will be difficult to sort of revert back to the old as well. So yeah, what we see now during the preseason is something totally different. Like, you know, the intensity, the high press, the high line is there with the right persona profiles, and that's what I like to see. So yeah, perfect example like Real Betis, and that was a game that Ten Hag was looking forward to because they're a possession-based football team, right?
100%.
But if we then move into the transfer market and what we've been talking about, we're waiting for now. I think this will transpire very quickly. Like, you know, as since I remember, Saka agreed personal terms with West Ham. I did a video about this yesterday. United won 18 million for him, and they put in a cheeky bid on 10. But I think what I've been hearing, they're going to meet in the middle. So we might be in something about 15, 14 million for him, and off he goes, right? So he wants to move to London. He's cool. Scott McTominay, that is heating up as well. Spurs entering the race, trying to hijack it as well. So it's going to be a bidding war for Scott McTominay. The thing is, what I'm laughing about is that Fenerbahce, right, they're not reading the room, right? Because the latest bid from Fulham was submitted on 22. So Fenerbahce comes in with 17. Like, read the room. So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's going to be interesting to see how it goes when it comes to the players that are on offer right now. The players are up for sale. You know, it's one of those things. When you look at it, the perspective of having a bidding war for Scott McTominay, what can be done, and when I'm saying that, I mean, you know, they came in with 10 million before, they came in with 15 million, and then they came back in with 17. There's reports that, you know, not only them, but also the likes of Tottenham Hotspurs is coming in with a bid themselves for Scott McTominay. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out, because as you know, Scott McTominay is sort of a valuable player to Ten Hag after his performances last season. But at the same time, you know, we watched the press conference. It could just be him keeping his cards close to his chest, maintaining the value of the player.
Yeah, that was...
Because, as you know, there's been reports where lots of fans on Twitter be saying, you know, he's
yeah. But Mark, let me say something. Like, this was the biggest salesman's pitch I ever heard in this press conference as well. To be honest, the way he was bigging it up was pretty much. I mean, I heard car salesman being the best salesman, but Ten Hag this time, he said, yeah, he's a variable, like, you know, he's so different, like, you know, he provides goals, he's got different position, yeah. So it's basically saying, if you want him, pay up, mate. Because United want, like, you know, minimum, like, let's say 30 million. But I think they would accept 25 plus 5 add-ons, like 1 year left on his contract. That money will be utilized straight into by Matthias de Ligt, you know. That is so important. The reason why I'm saying that, if they get 30 million for him, even 35, and why shouldn't they get 35? Because Emil Smith-Rowe went for 35. That guy never played in Arsenal anyway. So, yeah, Manchester United should get 30, 35. And Spurs coming in, I think that McTominay will pick Spurs over Fulham 100% because they are a top 6 team.
100%. And to be honest, like, whether it be Spurs or it be Fulham or it be Galatasaray, the most important thing is that the player accepts the move, we accept the deal, and it allows our transfer window to move forward, because we need players to move so we can make room for players to come in.
Yeah.
You know, you have to also remember, we could buy players, but some players might be difficult because they were looking at players there and be thinking to themselves, where am I going to play if he's there? You know what I'm saying? So we need the players to move on as well.
Definitely. I mean, this is the snowball domino effect. The 2 weeks left of Premier League. Now you're going to see movements. But just remind you people that if you look at competition, they haven't, in the Premier League, nobody has signed. Liverpool has signed almost zilch, right? Spurs has signed zilch as well. Villa has done some movements, but nobody's really made any massive move. I mean, Arsenal signed this, you know, what's his name? This Calamari. I can't remember.
Yeah, they signed Calafiori.
Calafiori, yeah, but that's a defender, right? So they're not really going for a striker. So relax. I think this is what I've been saying. Like, we need to sell to buy, and that was part of the question from Beth as well, which was good. 100%. Like, but what I'm saying here now you're going to see the snowballing effect, right? We sell Scott McTominay, you utilize that money straight FFP profit, you know, and go in for what's his name, De Ligt as well. Smart move from United is also that PSG remain adamant on 50 million for Garte. Manchester United will say, no, we're not going to cave. We're going to pay maximum 42 million. But there is a loan with an option to buy, not an obligation, an option, which is smart business from United. That means that I only pay like a small loan fee, and next season they come to terms like try before you buy. If it doesn't work, if it flops, return it back, return to sender. If it's good, yeah, 100% they can do a deal like in kind of amortization structure deal as well. So if you pay 10 million upfront fee for a loan, then you shave it off on 40 million next season. So yeah.
100%. And it's exactly the interesting thing about the way we structured our payments this summer. I think it was a very intelligent way to structure the transfer window, because in one aspect it allows you to spend more over a period of time while being more aggressive in rebuilding the squad. And I mean, it might go quickly in some instances, like you've seen with Lenny Euro and like you've seen with our first signing, Joshua Zirkzee. But in some instances, it will take time.
Yeah,
And
but you save
sometimes,
yourself money if you do this loan deal. You might even get a Rabiot for free as well. There's no money involved in that one. There's no payment in transfer fees. You're getting Ugarte in on a loan fee. There's nothing like, it's a small dent on the books, right? Then you freed up your funds basically to go other targets, like if you want to buy the left back situation as well, and potentially go in for another striker. But also if you get a loan fee as well for, let's say, Xavi Simons as well, right? So that's not going to affect. So it's a sort of a mix how you're doing business and a smart business, what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, you're assembling a squad to compete this season. And so what if it's a loan with an obligation or option to buy for Ugarte or Xavi Simons? They're going to be integrated into the squad anyway. And the way we're moving, we are building a freaking good squad. And nobody is doing what we're doing at the moment. So yeah, I would say that the next foreseeable 2 weeks is going to be very interesting to watch.
very much so. Very
And
much so.
Mazarawi is coming in. They've been speaking, say, like, listen, here's the advanced situation. Wan-Bissaka agreed personal terms. They're just going to sort out the iron out, like, the installment payments for West Ham. And Mazarawi will become a Manchester United player.
100%. And like Welsh Gill is coming in saying this morning, I would have to agree with her statements. We can no longer accept decent squad players. We need top class competition in each position. Fed up with our decent players.
Yeah.
And I could agree with that. Like, especially when a player has been there for like 3 to 5 seasons and has not really achieved anything. You know what I mean? And not really been one of the best players in the squad on average. But let's move along, because there's a little bit to get into, and then I would like to also to get to work. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka must be sold, guys. And as you know, like we reported earlier, he agreed personal terms with West Ham. It's going to be interesting to see if this deal progresses today. Hopefully it's done early, but you will be hearing news of that shortly around lunchtime, because it's currently right now the wee hours of the morning in the USA where they are.
He will be sold. Listen, as I said yesterday, and I've been saying it consistently, he's the spider in the web here. He's the deal breaker. Everything depends on Aaron Wan-Bissaka, get him out of the door. Victor Lindelof seems he's going to get out of the door. 3 players is going. Scott McTominay as well. So yeah, there's no smoke without fire. Honest to God, you get Scott McTominay out of the door. Potentially Harry Maguire at the end of the window as well, if there is an important bid. We've seen that Lindelof cannot play that centre-back role anymore. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka, love him, I hate him. He's probably one of the best 1-versus-1 defender, but doesn't fit the system we've seen in the pre-match. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, 100%. I think when you look at what's on offer in this transfer window, it's like what KD is saying. In the 2000s, really had stars. When you look at it, there was more players on offer on a valuable note. Many more teams had many more top players going around. And as you're mentioning,
KD, just want to answer your question. At first, it was an obligation, but then it's changed to an option lately.
Yeah, that's what it is. They gave us. I think like what KD is actually saying is what they gave us 2 options, and we chose the more
3
expensive
options.
one. So
3
maybe we chose this option that we're going to pay the loan and then have an option to buy. I think it might be interesting to see why we made that option. Maybe it might be in the reality, in the factor where we might probably think, listen, in January we could make them an offer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But in fact, it was 3 options, Mark, to be honest. There was the swap deal with Jadon Sancho, like-for-like evaluation, 60 million each. Then there was this loan with an obligation to buy, and now it's turned around to an option to buy. So yeah, that means that, you know what, if it's a loan with an option to buy, that means that the loan fee is going to be higher. But if it's an obligation to buy, that means that the loan fee would be lower. So I think that gone with the, third option, like with the obligation to buy, makes more sense.
100%.
And
100%.
basically, you can balance that out because you got Varane out the door. You freed up a lot of wage bill structure, so you have room for that. 10 million means nothing, right?
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. So it's just one of those things, guys. And there's been a little bit of a tad bit of a delay in the window so far. But at the same time, as you know, with the transfer domino, we're expecting the incoming of certain players based on the fact that, I like a Mazarawi, who we've already agreed terms for with the club and with the player, but we're waiting on Aaron Bissaka to make his exit so we can bring him in. And these are just all simple little delays in the market that are causing us or having us have to wait for these players to come in. And I know some of you guys are worried about it, but I keep saying to you guys, there is a month left. We're doing business as fast as we can. In some instances, we're gonna
Yeah.
have to wait for these
Listen,
players to come in. We're gonna just have to wait.
yeah, 100%. Listen, at the end of the day, if you get, Ugarte in as a loan deal, that means you free up the budgets. You can go for a Zubamendi as well, potentially. He's also on the list, right? Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise. But still, it depends on because, um, look, at the end of the day, Mark, I want to bring this to everyone's thought process because we've seen Casemiro doing madness now. He's fit. Usually Casemiro in the preseason looks like had a burger or two, looks a little bit heavier. But, last game he was on fire. And I keep saying this that I don't think Casemiro will play the number 6 role this season. He will play more of an 8 role, like more advanced forward. He's so dangerous. He's good ball distribution, carrying the ball, and he's very good on set pieces. So I think that Casemiro, if you keep him, which I think that they will, he will be a very good option as well.
Yeah, possibly. I think the way we would play Casemiro going forward would be in a double pivot. That's just
Yeah,
how it looks to me.
more
And
advanced.
how,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
more,
have Ugarte sweeping there, being the glue, putting the ball to Casemiro. Casemiro is being more of advanced. Such a
yeah.
good passer, long range, short passes.
But in
Finding balls behind, runners in the corridor. That's his game.
I mean, at the same time, you have to consider that, if we're playing with a double pivot with Casemiro in it, there might not be any room for Kobe Mainu on the pitch because he would be playing effectively in Kobe Mainu's position. So it's gonna be dependent, I think, based on the games that we're
Yeah, but
playing, when we're playing those games, and where.
yeah,
So,
but my
and it
my
would be
my
good.
Yeah, but my food for thought regarding this is I don't care. That's what I'm thinking because there's going to be competition for places. So we're assembling a two first teams like City. Like, when you look at the bench, you go, oh my God, look at those players, right? This is a assembling a title winning team. That's what matters. So we shouldn't have that headache, like selection headache. That's down to the managers and the coaches. You know, all we want to see is performance on the pitch, winning trophies, winning each competition with an award-winning squad, and that's by the looks of it we're shaping. And Collier as well is going to have a big role there as well.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. There's gonna definitely be need for competition for places going forward because, as we keep saying, Manchester United is a top club, one of the best, and we should always have had that model of competition for starting 11 places, no guaranteed starting positions except the captain.
Yeah.
I think that's something that was lost on us over the last few seasons, and we haven't really bought well. So let's see how it progresses in the transfer window. You know what I mean? I know I've been hearing some weird rumors of some fans saying exactly the same thing Wizards been saying. They don't really want signings because they know they're not that good. A lot of rivals feel the same. At the same time, a lot of rivals they say it's a lot of things, and sometimes when they say some things and comments about some players, it's usually
Yeah,
because
afraid.
they're either
Yeah,
afraid or they're jealous they didn't get the
yeah,
player signed to their club. I'm a rival fan of some clubs as well, so I would say the same thing. Like when Haaland was signed to City, I was like, yeah, he ain't that good, but
mm.
he's one of the best finishers in world football. We can
Look,
still say that he's not a great footballer, but he's
yeah,
a lethal finisher. So it kind of balances itself out. And guys, there's little update. There's only updates on the fact that the deals are progressing in minimal increments coming out at the moment. We already have the relative information that's coming out. We know Erik Ten Hag was also speaking in the press conference about the likes of Matthias de Ligt, letting everyone know that the player is familiar to him. He's worked with him before. They had a great relationship. It would be good to work with him again. The scouting are interested in
it's
bringing
on.
him in. The structure suggested this player to Ten Hag, so it's a bit of a match made for them. Now it's just about getting the deal over the line. We have already agreed personal terms, as well as we know that Bayern Munich needs to sell Jonathan Tah, regardless of the injury to their new centre back, the Japanese player Ito. They still want to get Jonathan Tah in the door, and in order to get him in, they need the lid to be moved on. So
No, I
that's
mean, what I've been hearing is buying a window for United. So United's been the stumbling block here. And since they agreed personal terms, it's no problem, basically. As soon as you get sales, McTominay and all that, all the money is going to go into Matthias de Ligt, And I think it's going to be a deal to be made here. So eventually, Mark, I think that we will get one centre-back in. That's more the de Ligt centre-back in. And I think we will get a left-back, right-back in, potentially, and one midfielder, and we are done, potentially a striker. That's it.
100%. I think it's going to possibly be an interesting thing to see what happens. I think we're definitely going to get two centre backs coming in still. That's the one thing I have this strong feeling about. Two centre backs will be coming in. We might possibly get a left back, but I don't see that happening in the early stages. I think there's enough players that they are looking at that they have certain informations on. It could be Ferdy, or it could be Miguel Gutierrez. I think you shouldn't count out that. That might be a possible
I think
option.
they are assessing the youngsters in terms of Murray and also Harry Amas. How will they perform? Like, this is the trial period. If they do well, they might deputize in that role as well. Like, so they might see that way. Like, we don't need to get a left back in. We might use these youngsters, right? And fair enough. I've been saying they look good. They look pros, both of them. Like, they're playing the game already for several years. And same with young Collier as well. They look like they're 21, 22-year pros that played forever in the first team. But still, there's still some rawness. There's still some, you got to protect them as well. But, I think that Luke Shaw will come in and general boss that role. So we just need a backup there. Yeah.
100%.
So right back is definitely in terms of getting sort of a replacement for Wan-Bissaka, and that is Mazraoui. And of course, Sofian Amrabat is another one. He's waiting.
Yeah, so I'm not going to mention that now, guys. We've talked about news about possible now that Victor Lindelof is fit and ready, and he's back in training. He has assessed himself, and he's in training to be selected for preseason matches. Now there's processment that could happen with his deal that might be happening with Fenerbahce. We know Jose Mourinho wants him to come to Fenerbahce to play together, to rejoin that partnership they had at United. And Sofian Amrabat has also been receiving some offers as well from Jose Mourinho and maybe one or two other clubs across Europe. We have known that Galatasaray had made a bid for him early on in this window, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And now Fenerbahce are pushing with the most force at the current moment to try to sign Amrabat. We know Amrabat is waiting for United. Let's see what United do with this deal. It would be something to see that, the player is waiting. And if he refuses a second club, well, they definitely have to go in and get the player.
Yeah,
it's going to be one of those things.
Mark,
so, guys, this has just been the update this morning. We just thought about bringing you a different perspective on the transfer update this morning. Let's give you a little bit more information. You heard it from the horse's mouth himself. Of course, you take it with a pinch of salt. When it comes to Erik ten Hag, he's going to be in a mood where he's trying to sell players as well as, protect some players as well. But it might be vice versa. The players you think he's protecting could be the players he wants to sell. And the players you think he's just hyping up are the players he wants to keep. So, guys, just keep the information with you guys. Just know that there are lots of imminent possibilities with some of these deals going forward. You can hear a here we go today 100%. Or multiple here we 100%. Goes.
Listen, just before we close up the shop, and I just want to comment on Amrabat, and his agent feel confident that he will become a Manchester United player at the end of the day. Manchester United is going in with a loan, and he's sitting there waiting as per last season as well, right? Even if you get him on another loan, I mean, Fiorentina, they already moved on. They already they don't want him, so they're willing just to cut the loss and take another loan. So I don't mind he's sitting there waiting, and Fenerbahce is coming in to say, we'll purchase you, but it comes down to what he wants. I remember his agent was saying, like, he's confident that he will become a Man United player at the end of the season, at the end of this window. So I just want to say that, Mark, because at the end of the day, if you get in Amrabat as well, you have Ugarte, Amrabat to deputize, and also a young Collier to sort of rotate. And I must say that looking at what others are doing in the transfer market, which is pretty much fuck all, to be honest, and I might get a little bit giddy, and I feel a little bit excitement of this season. I can't wait till the Premier League starts, because I kind of have a feeling that we will do well in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a good season this season all around, to be fair. I know guys might be thinking I'm a bit reckless and a bit too high on copium.
Yeah.
But guys, little...
One more thing.
I forgot to add...
One more thing regarding Xerxes. Before we continue, just my final word. On Xerxes, guys, have a little bit of patience, right? Don't expect Xerxes to come in and score goals straight away. Like, it's an embedding period. It took Rasmus Højlund until, November till he scored his first goal as well, December. So I don't expect Xerxes. I expect Xerxes to come in and be integrated, but I don't have any expectations, more to be sort of there for the team. What's your thoughts, Mark?
I agree, but I also disagree, because I think the way our team plays, I think Xerxes is going to be getting in on the goals pretty early. I'm not saying this because I'm expecting it from him. I'm saying it because of this type of player he is and the ability that he has. I've seen a couple of his games. I've watched them back here when I'm sitting eating lunch and in between work. So I can say to you guys, don't worry about it. I know you haven't seen him. I know you were going to expect him to show up and perform, because we did bring him to Manchester United. But at the same time, just relax. There's some players who will come in and fit the system that we are trying to play. They will fit the types of players that we already have in the squad. And he's one of those players. So in my honest opinion, guys, you're going to enjoy it. We're close, definitely. I would say Ugarte, Delete, and stuff is probably going to be quick deals that could be done. United is probably the one keeping back the deals in this current moment, but we also need to get some funds in to fund those deals as well. Even though we're making this down payment situation happen, we still need to balance the books, guys.
Right.
So have a little patience with that.
Listen, guys, thank Mark for wonderful content today. Thank you again for letting me into my studio. But anyway,
this guy, bro. Guys, just before we go, I talked about this guy yesterday, Sander Berger. Watch out for this. And I've been saying to everyone, the reason that the Ugarte deal that makes sense with the loan is going to make sense is because I think United are planning to snap up this guy as a backup option. For some reason.
So wait a minute. You think that we're going to get Ugarte on loan and buy Sander Berg?
Yes, because I think somewhere in the region we're going to be able to trade them a young player that we have, that we've been trying to offload, and bring Sander Berg in. Yeah, one of the players in the under-21 academy. So
do you rate Sander Berg?
I think he had a decent season last season. When I looked at Burnley last season, he was pretty much up there in some of his performances.
I'd rather go for Zubamendi instead.
I would love to go for Zubamendi as well. The only thing is I'm looking at the spend, the options that we have available to us. I'm not too sure we can make a down payment offer to Zubamendi's camp at Real Sociedad. But I'm not putting it out of the way. Zubamendi is still an option. He's on the list. We have inquired about him. So, but as you know, he has a 60 million release clause. So as if they're willing to negotiate slightly above, so we could play something down. That's the one thing.
That's so cool. I think Jarvis is going to be happy if we sign another Norwegian to the team. We haven't had one for a long time, so Jarvis will be happy. And Jarle Malmin is also, Sander Berg is one of Norway's better players. 100% he is. I like Sander Berg, 100%. Yeah, so... yeah, it's a lot of time to go in the transfer window. It's time to get excited. It looks like we are getting a lot of players out, which means we can move on buying players. Just want to say a massive shout out. I give him Mark the Roses today. He wasn't late. His middle name is always late because he's from Trinidad and Tobago. So, they're always late. But today you were on time, my friend.
I feel like I'm always on time. But I mean, that's the perspective at the end of the day, right, guys? I try my best not to keep you guys in here waiting too long. And big up to all you. Sander Berg is a DM JJ Superfly. Yeah. He played DM for Burnley last season. There's another player in Burnley that I kind of liked last season. I forgot his name. I think is something Callum, or not Callum Wilson. You know, he has a different name.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name, but he played.
Anyway.
He played some decent games for Burnley last season. He's
Yeah.
an attacking player. Yes, on the right, DJ
Yeah.
Superfly, 100%. So,
Yeah.
guys, look forward to the transfer window. I can't tell you start partying about Ugarte today, but you could hear news in the next couple hours that might say to you, look, we're getting this player, this player, this player is leaving, that player is leaving. You know, the new anything. The events are already set on the chain, and it's on the clock, guys, to be honest,
It's the
because
domino now. So if anything breaks, of course, we'll be live straight away. I want to say massive good morning to everyone that came in, had a chat, had a laugh, had a coffee with us. And I got to go. Love you to pieces. I'm going to go in to do an interview with one of my candidates for my job, basically.
Big up, Mick.
Yeah, got a big day in front of me, but I am looking forward for this weekend and Liverpool and on a slot. You know, because Ten Hag knows Slotty, right?
Yeah, Ten Hag knows him pretty well. They're pretty good friends. They exchanged conversations throughout of last season. You know, he was one of the coaches that reached out to Ten Hag to tell him, you know, keep it going. You know what you have to do.
Jarvis. Well, I told you, he's here saying Sensenberg is mint. Wouldn't mind.
Yeah, well, Jarvis, you know, I did that
one
one especially for you, my brother, because when I heard about the news of Sanderberger, I was like, you know what?
Sanderberger.
I know, man, that's my little joke about his name. You know what I mean? I
So we have Maseratis, we have Burger.
Yeah, you know, but he's a good player though. Like I watched, like I said, I watched 2 of his games back, and I liked the performances. You know, I watched him against a Liverpool team, and I watched him against a Man City team. Those are the 2 games for Burnley that I watched.
Jarvis did a massive pod yesterday with you know, Nuruddin, and
I saw him. He was on long. I was watching him, and I fell asleep, bro. I was watching Jarvis last night.
I was like laying, sleeping, and listening. So big up Jarvis as well. Big up Saeed, and big up Nuruddin as well, and Tom journalist, guys. So I gotta go, guys. So anyway, it's been lovely to be here talking football as per usual, listening to Ten Hag's press conference and talking about transfers. I'm getting excited. Do we get a here we go very soon for the outs? This is what we want. Mark, thank you. Take over. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new. Go to Mark also. If you're watching a Mark's channel, subscribe. He's on the road for over 1,000K. Have you reached your target yet, Mark?
Not yet, but I'm almost there, guys. Mash up, and bring it up, guys. Come on, smash those likes and share it around. Every single like counts. Those of you watching on MUFC Realist TV, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, come on over. The link is in the description. Smash a like and subscribe. You won't regret it. Trust me. You're gonna get some scouting news. You're gonna get news from the Man United women's team. So if you have friends and family who are interested in those things as well, let them know, because they're gonna get it here all live this season. You know, we're covering all the preseason games as well as Europa, the PL, the FA Cup, Carabao. It's a long one, guys, and we're here.
Mark, you're such a good salesperson. You're a better salesperson than Hag trying to sell Scott McTominay. But anyway, big up. I just want to say peace, love, go bananas. And yeah, Mark is a better salesperson. I'm out of here, people. Let's see you later on.
Big up, Mick. Catch you later. Hope you have a good meeting. And yeah, Cohen, I don't know about some of the guys in the chat, but this is something that you need every day. A hot doubles, plenty pepper, and a banana solo, bro. You can't get a better start to your morning than that. Trust me. After you drink, bro, this is a... this dude is so wrong for this, bro. Because you make him think about this thing. Big up to you, Roberto. Antonio. Hope you're having a great one. KD, bro, it's going to be a great day today. I think we're going to have some good stuff happening today. And big up to you coming in, Jarvis, as well. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been your boy, MarkN MUFCFAN, as well as Mick Ruby coming in. You know, the gaffer is always in the background. Say goodbye to him because he has a meeting to get to. Don't be late for your meeting, Mick. You know, don't be a Trini.
No. You're the one that's late. I'm always on time. Anyway,
big up.
Big up. Goodbye for me. See you
later. Big up to everyone in the chat. Stephanie Griffith, Barman. Big up to you, Jamie Wayne, DJ Superfly. Big up to you, Yali Malmin, Stephanie Griffith, The Wizard. Big up to all of you coming in. Tommy Boyle, Neeraj Ganji. Big up to you. Big up to everyone. Musa Matu. Listen, hold on. Hopefully I didn't. Big up to you, Joe Blackman as well. Lucky Singh. Hope you guys all have a great start to your day today. It's Friday. You know, work efficiently and don't be late, guys. You know what? Because everyone wants to get home early. And we're going to have some great news today, guys. Big up to you, Jarvis Cocker. Big up to you, Unmalemond. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Big up to you, alaikum salam. United is a red. Hope you're well, buddy. Big up to you, Okasun Sheriff. Good morning. Many deals on the line, but none is struck now. Getting tired. Yeah, bro, it's a little bit nerve-wracking at the moment, but you know what? I think the deals would get done over this weekend. I think this last preseason game will deserve some hyping, and this is what I think those deals will bring. Also, guys, looking forward to the fact that we're returning to England next week and next weekend on Thursday, we have a game. You know what I mean? So there's interesting things to report, guys. We're going to be seeing a lot of things happening in the next couple of days. Don't forget the Community Shield is around the corner, so we definitely want to make sure we strengthen so that our focus is solely on that. And the following week is our opening game of the season against Fulham. So big up to all of you guys coming in. We will be back at lunchtime. Hopefully there's more breaking news and actually concrete information. And let's say maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3, here we goes. Big up to you guys. Smash the likes on your way out. Don't forget, it's always a good day to have you guys in here with me. It's always a good day to be alive. And, share it around. Have a smile. And don't forget, guys, be safe out there. You know what I mean? Big up to all of you guys coming in. And I will be seeing you guys later. It's been your boy, MarkN MUFCFAN, with the morning news and update featuring Mick Ruby and the MUFC Realist TV crew. Big up to the VR rumors there as well. All of you are legends. And we will see you later.